Highnesses the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. But among the excitement, a moment of reflection. Prince Harry laying a wreath at the National War Memorial in Suva, an act much respected and cherished by veterans in the crowd.
He's doing a marvelous work. I believe he knows how how a veteran feels, especially when sometimes frustration or anger creeps in. Yeah.
I believe without their support, Prince Harry and Prince William, we wouldn't be where we are today. When I was in Hadley Court and they visited us, just a few injured servicemen, and the support that they have done and they have got behind the injured servicemen and women, not only physically but mentally as well, and the support that they have shown to the bereaved family as well. It's been amazing.
The ties between the UK and Fiji run deep. Meeting the Prince, some of a group known as the 212. 200 Fijian men and 12 women who were the very first to join and serve in the British Armed Forces as part of the Commonwealth.
The best job I got was joining the British Army, and at that time our loyalty to Her Majesty will never end. We will serve all our life with the Royals.
Fiji is marketed as a little taste of paradise. More than 800,000 tourists come to see these sites every year, just less than the permanent population of the islands.
Just being here, it seems incredibly hard to understand why anyone would want to leave, let alone go and serve thousands of miles away in the UK. But for those first Fijians that joined the British Army in the 1960s, it was a career opportunity full of promise and adventure.
The Royal British Legion's Suva branch was opened in 2014 to bring some of the veterans who served in the British Armed Forces together when they return back home. It's a place where they can share stories and experiences.
Comradeship, the travel, going to different places, tasting different food. It's mostly the physical side of it, from getting used to working to the time, which we Fijians are not normally known for.
Landing in the UK, what was that like that very first time?
It was on the 21st of December, and the snow turning into ice on the ground, and the snow was coming down again, you know. And we only had our tropical clothes on it. I said, my God, what has happened? What have we done, you know?
I still remember my first Staff Sergeant Berklav. He was a great man. He said to me, if you haven't got a sense of humor, the army is not a place for you. Culture shock was quite good, because, but it's the lads that made it. It's the lads that made the army for me.
In the armed forces, Fijians are known, of course, for their love of rugby, but also for their bravery and strength. And their courage and sacrifice for the British Crown has been honoured by the royal family once again. The royal couple visited for 3 days, but before they departed for Tonga, they were honoured with a traditional Fijian ceremony at Nandi Airport. Held for the community to embrace their past and heritage and seek the blessings and power of their gods to bless their special visitors. And this ceremony even more special than most. The crowds and Prince Harry and Meghan gathered to honour one of Fiji's most famous sons. Sergeant Taliasi Lambalamba, known to his British friends as Laba, left his homeland to serve with distinction, first for the Royal Ulster Rifles and then 7 years later with the Special Air Service. One of 212 Fijians who were the very first to join the British Army.
For us, family of Taliasi Lambalamba, it's a great blessing, and it's really amazing for us to come and see and witness the unveiling of the statue of our close uncle, brother and family as a whole.
Laba joined in 1961. It must have been quite a shock to him to arrive in Northern Ireland from this weather here in Fiji. But he did extremely well in his career in the Ulster Rifles, rising to the rank of sergeant. He was very well respected. And talking to some of his colleagues here this week, they hold him in esteem which is higher than anything I've ever experienced. There's a degree of reverence when you mention Laba's name.
All I can say is Lambo's a great person, very 100%, whatever he does, he's going to give you 100%. And we know that's our motto. When we do something, you got to be the best to make sure that whatever we do is good and is correct. And we also look after people anywhere in the world, not just Oman. Okay? We are very proud to be helping the Crown to achieve our aim, which is peace.
Now the story of Sergeant Lamba Lamba has been immortalised in a statue that explains his heroism in the Battle of Mirbat in Oman in 1972. Ambushed by rebel forces, Laba and his 9-man SAS team fought off 250 enemy for hours until reinforcements arrived. Laba manning a 25-pound field gun to save his friends, wounded and later killed protecting them. In his home village, his son keeps his story alive.
He fought with it for 6 hours, he was there, and a 25-pound gun is just for 6 men. And he was there alone. And he wounded and they chip out the chin already. So he take out the scarf and tied it and still he get going. But no one came, Mr. Diba. Very emotional to see. I just can't say much. very sad that no one came. But I will be very, very happy for my dad. He do the best he can.
Sergeant Lamba Lamba grew up in Vatutu, Nawaka, just a few miles from Nandi Airport. A home both green and fruitful, where community is important. A memorial placed here by the SAS a few years ago remembers his sacrifice. The secrecy surrounding the regiment meant that for years his story wasn't well known outside of Fiji, but he is iconic for those who grew up here. Joanna tells me that when Lamba Lamba got the invitation to join the British Army, he had to go and tell his family that he was leaving. It was a dream come true for him. He acted like a soldier even in his school days, walking 5 kilometres and back every day.
The statue there will bring something new to Fiji, because every time we just read it in the paper about him. Now they see the statue that they can just say that he's a real hero, he's a legend.
It's taken 4 years and thousands of pounds to get this project off the ground, but now it is here and complete.